thank you so much for coming out tonight, for sitting in the cold and listening to us and giving us your ideas and your suggestions and what you want to see this money spent on. My name is Mara. I work for Systems Change Strategy, which is a consulting organization, and we're partnering with the City of Providence on this plan. So what I'm going to do is try to give you the world's fastest explanation of what the American Rescue Plan is. Oh, more?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Better?
Louder.
Louder?
Like that.
Got it? Okay, how's that? That's better, through the mask. Anyway, I'm going to try to give a very quick and dirty version of the American Rescue Plan and what it has to do with us in this parking lot tonight and who these folks are and what you can tell them. So the very overarching idea of it is there were all these different pots of money coming in. There were the PPE loans, Department of Education got a bunch of money. There's going to be infrastructure money. This money is the American Rescue Plan money. It is specifically meant to respond to COVID, to respond to the communities that were hardest hit by COVID, and it can only be spent on certain things. So addressing economic hardships that have happened because of COVID. It says it has to be about COVID, but COVID affected almost everything, as you know. And the way this bill is written, it's pretty flexible. They do allow cities and states to make some decisions about what is best for them. So what's going on in Providence is the City of Providence, the state got a bunch of money too. This money is specifically for Providence. They received $166 million. Some of that has already been spent in an ordinance that was passed by City Council. It went to urgent needs that were identified. Some went to homelessness. A lot of it went to bringing back in tax money that we didn't get because so many businesses were shut down, so they had to support kind of basic city services. And I'm getting all of this on the Providence Rescue Plan website, which is pvdrescueplan.com. So if you want to look at that later, it'll have more detail. But who these folks are and what we're doing here and what the surveys are is that with this remaining money, we are reaching out to citizens of Providence with events. We're having these surveys that you saw when you came in. We've got about 108 surveys that we've brought in so far. A lot of those were from DARE, so thank you, DARE, and thank you everybody who's going to fill one out today. That's awesome. And these folks are from a group that was formed called the COVID-19 Resiliency and Recovery Task Force. It's 13 people from different organizations, community leaders, different communities, coming in, meeting every Friday to hear ideas, suggestions, and needs from the people of Providence and give their recommendations at the end of, actually it's coming to an end now, this is our final event, to City Council, who then is going to decide what to ultimately do with the money, how to spend it, what kind of programs are going to be put in. But what we're looking to hear is, what do people want this money spent on? You know, this is everybody's money. Do you want to see it spent on housing? Do you want to see it spent on childcare? Do you want to see it spent on helping folks that were formerly incarcerated? Whatever is passionate for you and important to you, this is your time to let us know and let the people of Providence know and let City Council know where you think these dollars should be spent, what's important to you and what's important to your community. So I'm going to now pass the mic over to one of the co-chairs of the task force, the wonderful Oscar Mejias.
Thank you.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Thank you for giving the opportunity to share with you what we have been doing and what we expect from you. My name is Oscar Mejias. I am the co-chair of the task force. The task force for the resilience and recovery from COVID-19. This task force has one goal, which is collect information from the community in order to prepare recommendation that we will present to the City Council and how they should do the investment of the money who come from the ARP. This is important because it's not what the city believes, it's what the people is saying. So we have been working in the last 6 weeks opening conversation space. We have had in the past some community engagement conversation. We have been talking with different organizations, business, the same way that we are doing this tonight. And there are three important things that I want to share before give the microphone to the other member of the task force, which is the first thing is that every opinion counts. We are trying to listen in a different level of the community, different organization, because every opinion counts. So we want to ask you, please respect the opinion of others, ideas, suggestions, whatever thing. We will take in an account, we will analyze, we will review, and we will add it to the report of the recommendation. So this is the first thing. The second thing is that sometimes we believe that my idea is too crazy. They won't take in account what I'm saying. No, we want to hear from you, okay? The final decision will be made by the City Council, by the city, but we are preparing suggestions and recommendations with an action plan. And this is not just to give the report and say goodbye. We will be monitoring the process, and we will be there to be sure that our recommendation will be put in place and will be executed. So the other thing that I want to say is that we will ask you please complete the survey, because it's the best way for us to have your opinion. So feel free to say the ways that you consider what are the main topics, the more critical things, the more critical needs of your community, and suggesting how we should invest or how the city should invest the funding. We are talking about housing, we are talking about transportation, we are talking about education, we are talking about business, and everything that has been affected by the COVID-19, which is all our lives. So I want to say thank you for being here. We will appreciate any input that coming for you. And I want to introduce two members of the task force, Sabrina and Paige, and you will do a better job introducing yourself. Please. Thank you.
Thank you, Oscar. Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm Paige Clausen-Parks. I'm a senior policy analyst at Rhode Island Kids Count. Rhode Island Kids Count is a statewide policy and advocacy organization working to improve the lives of Rhode Island's children. We have a strong focus on equity and addressing the disparities we see for children and families based on race, income, ethnicity, language status, immigration status, and neighborhood. My work focuses primarily on economic well-being of children and families and education. So I'm honored to serve on the task force. I've been involved in a lot of efforts in Providence, and this is big. This is a lot of money. And I'm really honored to be on the task force so I can listen to you. I'm here to listen to your ideas. You'll see me there with the notebook, try to scratch everything down, because this is your money and this is your city, and we want to do right by you. So please share your ideas. As Oscar said, no matter how big or how small, they're all really important. So thank you for allowing us to be at your meeting tonight. I can't wait to hear what you have to say. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sabrina Chaudhry, and I'm the co-founder of Stay Silent PVD. We're an events and marketing agency based here in Providence, founded in 2012. And this is a very, like Paige said, an honor to be here at this meeting. With Stay Silent, our work is in bringing hip hop music and culture into incongruent spaces. We just opened our first club, and we're just trying to bring music and joy into wherever we can go. And so I'm really excited to represent entertainment, artistry, and some of my community at the task force. And I'm excited to hear what y'all have to say tonight. Thank you again for being here, and we're excited to listen.
Okay, y'all, I know a lot of y'all jump into this. I'm gonna ask like 2 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes. If you have more things to say, please talk to folks. Maybe, who wants to go first? Well, let me tell y'all. I don't know these two right there in the end, but this one right here, she was a teacher in my school, in my high school, and I love her. And she really cares about the community, so I'm gonna put my stamp of approval on her. Y'all I don't know y'all, but she's good. Okay. Who wants to go first? Right here.
Yeah, you're right.
I know you had the first question. Come on up. Keep it brief, y'all. And also we have interpretation, so if you can keep your stuff in condensed and slow a little bit so that she can translate, okay?
Well, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Leroy Bellona, and I own B&D Veterans Corporation. I'm also a member of the Black Contractors Association, which is mostly headed by the Center. You all probably know where the Center is at over on Broad Street.
Yes.
So, everything starts like Terry was saying, with a roof over your head. And if you don't have a roof over your head, you're in real big trouble. And I went to over on Thurvis Avenue, where they was having this with the COVID, and everybody was out there saying, well, we were too close to about the people that was less than wanted in the community. But they did not have it there. But over on Fuller Street, you have a place there that can be fixed up and used for the purpose of homeless people. So you got a girl over there that she's trying to do the best she can, but people, it's wintertime coming. You saying, when the winter come, where they gonna go? Over on Thurvis Avenue, they want to build a building inside a building. You understand me? And at the end of the COVID money, now there's no home for nobody to stay. So over on Fuller Street, you got a lot of drug people that lives over there is not satisfied with the way this condition is over there. You understand? So you got the property over there, the young lady that's trying to run the stuff. Now you got the drug addicts, you got the prostitute, and the people living over there that's not satisfied. And so I was over there, I was talking to her, and this lady, she's highly educated and everything. She worked with the community. She don't know what to do. So I sit there and I thought about it. I say, well, the best thing for us to do is to get some good supervision, build a place that people, that they're gonna be able to sustain during the winter, and also have it organized so it could be ran in a professional-like manner. And they got a kid playground across the street with all the needles and everything, all the prostitutes coming over there late at night and the guys selling their drugs. That can be changed around because they wanted to put it over on Thurvis Avenue, but it doesn't work there. But where the place at over there, it could work with the good supervision and good planning. So with that, I'm looking at, okay, if we had some money with the Black Contractors Association, the electricians, we can get some of the guys from the prison, some of the training programs together, and teach these kids how to do the construction, because we had a construction operation going on over there, teaching them how to build things and and take them over to this place over here, have them build it, then have some supervision for some of the programs, a non-profit organization that does that kind of work, and make sure that everything is run properly and we have something good in the community without them being in the community and just, disrupting the community. So I'm thinking that might be a good way to spend some of that money on housing, training, and developing the community, and also for the guys that are coming out of prison to learn something. And if they come through the center and we sit down there, I'm the development is doing this project over here with some contractor from Warwick, you understand, and that's good, but let's use the contractors that we have here.
That's right.
You understand? Let's have the contractors that we have here. We got electricians, we got plumbers, we got architects, we got engineers. Let's use the people we have here. I'm a contractor, certified minority contractor, you understand me, and I'm struggling. So I'm willing to, I taught how to do construction. We still got guys that knew taught how to do construction. Put those guys out of prison, get the young guys that knew, and when you build something in your community, you're very proud of it. That's all I say.
Yes, you did good. 23 seconds. Yes, good. Okay, next.
Just 1 minute.
Oh, I didn't know this was a back and forth thing.
No. Just a suggestion. I don't want going to be in a discussion.
Okay.
No, I just want to let you know that in the website www.pvdrescueplan.com there is an option where every organization could present proposals. Like what he said, we should have money to create a program, to train people and involve in fixing some things. So there is an opportunity. It's not what you say here. You could go to the website and fill out the proposal. Even if you are not in an organization, your suggestion could be to create an organization and assign fund in order to create that program or that plans. Okay? So it's not just today, 10 minutes to talk. No, you can go to the website and fill out the application. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you. Next, Deborah. I'm timing you, Debbie.
Your office time is too long.
Okay, 3 minutes. Go ahead. You got 3 minutes.
Hi, my name is Debbie. I think the money should be invested in the youths because it would keep the youths off the street and out of the police's face to get into the system, because that's all they do out there is look for color and put them into the system.
Talk to them.
Oh, okay. I didn't
Well,
know
you
that.
can talk to all of us.
Okay, I'll start from the beginning. I think the money should go towards the youths because there's a lot of youths out here gangbanging. They don't have no life, nothing. I was watching the news last week, and they show all these sports that white schools are doing. Why can't our children here have that? You know, they like football, they like soccer, they like basketball. So I think something like that would keep them off the street, and that would stop some of this police brutality because they won't have much to target at. So that's what I guess. Even though all topics are important, but I think, in my opinion, that's the most important, is to save our youth, our loved ones from the police.
Thank you, Ms. Deborah.
Hey, good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
I'm Ricardo Lido, born and raised here in South Providence all my life. And I'm going to piggyback a little bit what Debbie said, you know, about the youth, you know, because I would like to see them put more action into the recreation department, you know, the Boys and Girls Club, because when I came up, that was a big thing, you know. And then I'm going to go into the housing category, you know. I wish that they would put more money into low-income housing, because that's just a prime example as I stand here right behind me, all them houses and things over there, you know, because I don't believe in the word condominium. I don't think there should never be one. All property should be covered at all times. And I would love, you know, and I'm international. I like to hear it all over. You know, I'm pulling for the whole state. You understand? Because that's why I mentioned about the Boys Club and Girls Club situation, because when I growed up, we would go over to Wanstead, we go to North Providence, we go everywhere, and the doors was open. Because if the doors ain't open for the youth, that can put up the crime rate, because then they'll think something else is okay. And it's not okay. See, because, you know, I've been in and out the system, you know, but, you know, unfortunately now that I'm visually impaired, but, you know, and I'm fighting for housing, but, you know, my background is where I had an addiction problem, you know, and I've been fixing that. I've been clean and sober for 6 years now, you know, and I would love to see them. I call us the little guys. I would love to see them, you know, give the little guys, you know, a chance, because everybody believes in that word change, you know. But and then again, we got to, you know, it starts off at home, you know. But you know, I would like to see more opportunities for the people around, not only in this area, in all areas, because that's where it counts. And they're lucky I didn't hit the Powerball, because everybody would have somewhere to live, you know. That's the true factor, because, you know, there's no need of people, you know, hanging out, you know, and don't have nowhere to go, you know. And plus, I would like to see them put more funding into organizations like DARE,
Yes.
like Davy Loeb Center, like the Amos House, you know. But you know, we got to show them. See, because right now it's from the show me land. That's what the governor told me last time he was down in Amos House. We got to show him so he can come up with a great idea of where he should spend the money at. Because you know, if I have money, everybody would have a smile on their face. You know, it's not easy, but this is where it starts at. It starts right here. And you know, for a guy that's visually impaired, didn't I come here?
Yes.
I showed my way, you know? And I'm just pulling for all the small business organizations, you know? And I'm also looking for a set of keys, you know? So I can come in and out when I want, you know, and just live the rest of my life like that. Because I have a very beautiful daughter, you know, very educated. She's a school teacher. She teaches at Paul Cuffey. And she, you know, and she's doing the right thing. And I just like to see everything go the right way. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Careful because it's recorded.
I don't want to wreck the show.
No, you got it.
Okay.
Okay, Miss Brenda, come on. Thank you. Miss Brenda. Also on the wonderful board.
God bless you. Thank you. Oops. Yep, you know, because I'm not steady on the feet. I came to DARE about 3 years ago. I had a problem with housing. In fact, I got a letter in the mail that said I was being evicted, and I wanted to know why, because I had paid my rent. But what had happened is the management had misplaced my check. And then I was in 5 days demand for rent. But I came here, and I got the help that I needed, and things were great. I had actually a panic attack. My heart started beating. I said, wait a minute, where am I going? I can't afford just to hop out here with maybe a $2,000 down payment on a rental place. I needed help, and I came here to DARE, and they helped. My thing is this. I love DARE. I love the people here and what they do. One of the things of being a senior, I believe in children. I have a background that started with ballet at the age of 8 until I was 21. I was a professional, could-be dancer. I love music. I also had an opportunity to take art at an art center. And I did that probably until I was, I don't know, and now I am an artist. If I want to paint, I can paint, and I haven't gone to college. But my work is pretty cool. Now, whenever I throw it out there, I'm going to put it out on the street.
Put it out.
I am. I'm going to have a wild time up there on Point Street.
Yes.
And, but you have to inspire the youth. We don't want to lose them. And we're losing them because they don't see nothing coming that's fruitful, you know, as to life. A gun, I can't even hold a gun. And my parents come from Texas, I've seen nothing but guns. And I'm saying, how are these children killing each other? It's not good. We're older people. We're here to support and tell them there's a better life. Let's show them. We need decent housing, affordable housing, so that people can come in and lay their heads down. The kids can study, they can meet, they can greet, but we need affordable housing. The house I grew up in cost, my father paid something like $9,000 for it. In the 50s, it's worth over $10 million. I grew up in Boston in the South End, in a brownstone, 15 rooms. They were giving them away in the 50s. That was a culture that was leaving the city, going to the suburbs. Well, that turned around when the gas got high, because everybody started popping back. And the bad boys that were popping back had the $1 million to put them $9,000 houses that were built around the 1820s, okay? We have properties that are old here, and we probably can get them fixed, but we need affordable housing. We need something that a family can live in, and they can prosper. You understand what I'm saying? And enjoy. They don't want to hear the gunshots. I gotta go. But I love you all. Please help us and help our youth. And education is importante. Muchas gracias.
Thank you, my love. Thank you. You want a quick question? Yes, ma'am. Go ahead. Please introduce yourself since I don't think. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sandra, Director of Health Equity Zone in South Providence, 02905. For those that don't know, this is a new initiative started. Thank you. This is a new initiative started with Family Service of Rhode Island as a backbone agency, and the program is funded by Department of Health. So basically, what Health Equity Zone initiative does, we're meeting right now with different stakeholders and residents of South Providence, 02905, to be able to address issues that are preventing you from becoming as healthy as you can in the community. So when I say this is things like unemployment, things like not being able to access healthy food, things like not being able to have a housing, and all these different issues that we're currently facing. And my question is for you, for that task force, right? So basically, I've been doing a little bit of research, and I'm glad you're here because I saw you on the website. I'm like, okay, this is a great opportunity for me to ask this question. Is there a line of transparency that we can still, or residents still be involved during those meetings that you guys are having? One is tomorrow, the other one is the 8th, and then the last one is the 15th, correct? Because what I was thinking is to not only be, I don't want to say closed doors, but I want to make sure the residents of South Providence, not only 02905, but all Providence, correct? To be able to participate and say what they think, right? But having meetings like this is good too, but still give them a chance to, I don't know, have something here at there that they can still be via Zoom to participate and be included on those decision making, right? And walk us, if you're able to, walk us to the process of how is it going to play. So from tomorrow, and what kind of decisions will be made. And I would love to see too the surveys results, what people are actually completing those surveys, because I'm a little biased about the survey because with the questions, and I want it to be somewhat more culture appropriate, and the way it was set up, and the fact that I don't know who was responsible for those questions, and I went canvassing on 21st, and it was a little hard for people to understand the questions, and the fact that I think we can do, and again, this is a 3-year program. So if we can do a better job next year promoting this via social media and using all the resources that we already have, like there, letting people know and not waiting last minute, and making sure that who are actually filling these surveys, because then it will tell you by zip code, by race, and because someone who lives in a different zip code will have a different priority from someone that lives here, correct? So it's important to be inclusive and be transparent too with those results. What are we seeing on those results, and what decisions will be made based on those results that we have?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sandra, I will answer your email tomorrow. Who else? Papa John, come on. Way to sneak in there. This one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Get out here. It's time to stress your problem.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My name is John Prince, and I've been fighting the criminal justice system for 20 years. Right here at Dare, won a lot of victories, won a lot of battles, and had a lot of scars. I want to say to the group, where you guys from? City Hall?
Yeah, we're working with the city of Providence.
The city of Providence. Okay, so I've been around doing these charrettes for 15 years. Charrettes, draw a picture of what you feel your community will look like. They never took all that time for the last 15 years drawing and discussing. They never took us into consideration. So that's a joke. I'm going to tell you right now to your face, whoever in the city of Providence is a joke. You know, I'm so angry that we're here. We are again talking about youth engagement, and it should be a lot of, but I just seen all the things you think about youth for putting them in some art class or arts or something, right? But it's more than that. And when I was coming up here, and I say early 80s, they used to have over on, or by Dean Street, they used to have like a training center, like where people can learn auto mechanics, kids, auto mechanics, like electrician. OIC. Yeah, OIC. Right. They all that. They ain't nothing like that. And not only for you, for the men and women that coming out of prison after they serve their time, they still get smacked around. They don't get the adequate help. And like myself. So why are we here tonight? Is this just a show and dog and pony show? Or is this something that can really generate something for our community? And I want to point out this in your surveys. 02907, 02905, 02909, 02908, but 02907 has the most population in the prison system and training school. So what that tells us is that you guys, everybody turns a blind eye, right? And so I like to help you guys or help steer this thing the best way I can to make sure that each and every man and woman get an opportunity. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Malchus, as you make your way up this way, Malchus, I want to put my 2 cents in because y'all, we've been hearing a lot, and I have a lot to say. I'm just going to say this one thing real quick. We've been hearing a lot about low-income housing and affordable housing, but we really need no-income housing. You know, low to no-income housing, okay? Because what happened is people are on disability, and they get $715 a month.
There you go.
And so they expected to pay $600 in like a low income, supposedly, and then they're left with $100 and something. And so I know this from experience. My own family members, they have to pull their money every month. You know, my mother's on disability, she gets $700 and something. My brother's on disability, he gets $700 and something, and they pay $1,000 in rent in a third floor apartment. And so that's unacceptable. And this is now they have the apartment, and they have been 10 years plus on the street, okay? And she raised us. She raised my family and I on the street. We lived in Crossroads and Travelers Aid. Mind you, before she got her disability, she worked as a CNA. So she worked in a lot of like good quality nursing homes, and they pay her, $8, So and she couldn't afford that. And so we need low income and no income housing. But go ahead, Malcolm.
Thank you. Yes.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Malchus Mills. I am a member here at DARE, and I'm a member of the Tenant and Homeowners Association. I'm more like my man John. You know, we've been hearing about this, and we've been talking about this for years. You know, providing folks with housing and whatnot. I haven't seen anything being built yet. You know what I'm saying? I've been with the organization for 7 years myself. So we've been talking. We've had meetings with the mayor. We've had meetings up at the State House and with everyone. Your survey gives 7 items on that second question there of how to spend the money. A lot of those things that are on that survey already get money from the state and the city and whatnot. The only thing that doesn't is housing. There is not a line item in the state budget for housing. And that is ridiculous. We are here in Rhode Island, period, not just Providence, but Rhode Island, period. We are at a deficit when it comes to housing. especially low income and affordable housing. And affordable housing doesn't mean somebody making $79,000 a damn year. I don't know nobody who makes that kind of money. Anybody here does? You know what I'm saying? I don't know nobody that makes that kind of money. And if I had that kind of money, I wouldn't be up here, I wouldn't be in this organization, and I wouldn't need housing. This is ridiculous. It's over and over and over, year after year after year, with more people becoming homeless, with more families becoming homeless. Let me tell you the worst thing about being homeless. It's having a job where you work 40 hours a week and still can't afford to to have a place to stay. Try that shit on for size. This is ridiculous. Now, you've already spent 42 million, so that leaves you with 120 some million left. What you gonna do?
There you go. Yes. Drop the mic. Anybody else? We got time for a little bit more. A little bit. Yes, go ahead. Come on. If no one else is scared. No, come on.
Your word.
Yep.
Put it out
I'm
there.
time you though.
Oh, all right. Hi, my name is Celine. I'm an outreach worker with an organization called Ride Cares, which is Rhode Island Communities for Addiction Efforts. I also am a volunteer with Sister Fire, which works with low-income women of color. I have personally helped out people with the RI rent relief and have heard back in our follow-ups of people saying we never got the money, and this is apparently not a uncommon story that a lot of people did not end up getting the money despite that they applied months ago. So I'm just curious as to how that happened and how can we make sure that doesn't happen when this comes through, because that was also federal money, if I understand correctly. I pretty much agree with everyone. I guess I would just highlight also, like, one of the things suggested was restorative practices. I've definitely, mostly what I want to see is a lot of divestment from things such as the police and the prisons, and that's sort of not really under this purview. But if it could be also helped out to invest in restorative practices in these sort of orgs and strengthening the communities that already exist, because you kind of need to understand that as a state, as a city, you cannot touch everyone. You cannot be a hub point. You have to strengthen all the different networks that already exist. That's definitely also, I would say, is investing in recovery housing, and also like non-abstinence based recovery services, as just not requiring abstinence, as most people need a sort of moderation based or medication treatment for addiction. Also, you could invest in Oxford Housing, which is a democratically run recovery housing living, and we only just started opening up 2 in the state, and we desperately need more. We definitely need homes for women and children, especially women who can bring their children with them. Those are sort of my points to make that haven't been spoke about.
Thank you. Yes. Anybody else? Don't be shy now. Anybody? Anybody else? Yes, go ahead. Come on.
Thank you. So my name is Vivian Moreno. Thank you all for being here. And I think that we should invest in like an individual education plan, right? Like the schools have an individual education plan. We should do an individual housing plan for the homeless, especially. Like go and find out from the social workers at the hospital, make collaboration with them, and find out all these other organizations, such as Amos House, Macaulay House, the Crossroads, all of these organizations that know who is really homeless, that they will all be on board and create an individual housing plan for the homeless. Because the thing is that it is so difficult finding even when you have a job, it's so difficult finding house. It's so difficult finding an apartment. They require you to have like a 700 credit score, which is ridiculous. They require that you make twice the amount of the rent. Like, even if you have a Section 8 certificate, people lose their Section 8 certificates because landlords don't want to accept Section 8. They want to get the money under the table. It's not fair. And a lot of people don't know that they need to work themselves up to be able to rent a house. It's so difficult, especially when you have mental illness or you have a substance abuse problem. It's difficult for the individuals that go to college, and it's more difficult for people that have a need. And that's what I wanted to say. Thank you.
I got a couple more words.
Thank you. Yes.
Just a couple more
Yes,
words.
yes.
And I'm hearing some good stuff out here.
Yeah, go ahead.
You understand what I'm talking about? Because, I want to elaborate a little bit on what she said, too, about the people that's only getting $800 a month. I'm one of them persons. I live in a sober house. You understand? And I pay $600 a month, and I only get $800.
Right.
So that's one payment, right? Yep. So what am I supposed to do for the other 30 days?
Right.
I have a telephone bill. You understand? I have a storage bill. You understand what I'm talking about? Because that's why I fight so much. I got mad because, I'm a 60 child, and I lived here all my life. You understand? And I wish that they would build more projects. You understand? Because we're coming up in the day, the project was the thing. Because there was a lot of housing in there and everything. And it was also low income. It was low income. Because, I understand, that the people, upstairs, and things like that. But it's about time, for the people over that way to look at the little guys. Because by having low income housing, you understand, that gives a person like me that only gets $800 a month a chance to live.
Yeah.
Because it's tough and it's aggravating to only get $800 a month, and then within a week, all the money's gone. What do? Thank God for EBT. You know what I think it stands for? Eat better today. Because that's all I want to do. I just want to see changes made for the low people, because you know why? There's a lot of people out here working their guts off and things like that. I agree with that, because right up the street over here, right behind AutoZone, I went and applied for a housing over there, and the lady said I wasn't qualified because I didn't make $28,000 a year. Where am I going to get that kind of money? You understand? I only get $9,000 a year. I'm like a mathematician. I know about numbers, and I just want to see the little guys get a chance. And and not only here, we got to start showing up to wherever this is going on, because the voice does matter. Because you know what? If we don't speak up and do the right thing, it's never going to happen, because that's where the word change comes in. I'm pulling for every person out here. You understand? No matter what position you're in, because everybody deserves to have a chance. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm a little biased, but I gotta make the plug for my environmental justice organizations. And so the People Port Authority has been busting their ass up and on the street to make sure that we keep divesting and not expanding fossil fuel industries in the Port of Providence, because that's obviously a public health issue. Where's the health equity worker at? But anyways, that's a public health issue, and something that we have really been fighting to stop the expansion and actually create beautiful spaces, more trees. That you could tell a child's outcome by the zip code where they was born in, right? And that zip code usually looks like this right here. Less trees, right? More cars, more smoke from the Burger King, right? In these swamps, because we don't have any food, right? There's food insecurity. Thank God for Amos House. I'm gonna put the plug in. Y'all can Amos House, because we spent many days eating there for breakfast, getting up, going there at 6 in the morning to eat. And so we need more places like that, more local food, right? and we need more food shopping places that are actually good, right? And not gonna feed us this junk. You got something else to say?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, when you said about trees, they've actually done studies that like wealthier places have more tree cover, and when it gets hot, the lower income places with less trees get hotter. And so that's also a reason why we need to have more green spaces, because as climate change is happening, these areas are getting hotter.
Talk to them, you ain't
Sorry, I know you, Monica. Also, something I wanted to point out that some people started to point out is, even though like one of the things on here talks about infrastructure and it talks about things like sewers, what I want to see is infrastructure of the city in terms of services. Like RI Works is not being fully utilized. There are so many services that are not being fully utilized because of their inaccessibility, or just the amount of people that have to, the amount of paperwork you have to go through to renew your benefits is abysmal. Just this week, a friend of mine, even though it's not really under your peer review, it's more of a state, but a friend of mine's trying to fill out a thing for the Commission of Human Rights because he got harassed for being gay, and their stupid form is really hard to fill out. And it's just all these sorts of things. And I got to participate in helping out with the Guaranteed Income Program, and that was so much more successful. They got twice as many applicants ever because it was the easiest thing ever accessible to, and they reached out to the community.
They did a whole process.
Yeah, it was so good. And so there needs to be somebody who actually like looks at like try to fill out one of them forms yourself, and you'll see how hard it is and how inaccessible it is. Imagine you're undocumented or you're disabled or you don't speak English. These things are just inaccessible, and they're just, even then, like, okay, even I am trying to fill out for food stamps, and it is just so hard. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't have a car. I don't want to go all the way over to the office because the online portal isn't working. I don't know what's going to happen. I really should do it, but it's just, we're sometimes a little lazy.
This is not your water cooler moment. Okay.
Sorry.
Come on. There's one more. Yes. Come on, Miss Brenda. You the last one.
Yeah, oh, God.
Because we going. You're going to close us out.
Okay. I just want to ask the city. One of the things I do experience, I'm a grandmother, and my daughter told me some years ago, because the grandchildren now in their 20s, that they had all been affected with lead. She had gotten an apartment here, and they all had lead. I wanted to go under a rock, because they didn't deserve it, but I'm going to tell you the output. One's already graduated from college. The other one is attending, okay? But lead should have been checked, and we didn't check it.
It's worse now.
We didn't check it. It can affect their little brains. It can do it now. Their body parts, bladder, etc. But no one took time to look into these older built houses to see, was this lead detrimental to these young children and their development? And it was. Nobody cared. Humanity, I am a member of the human race. I am human. Period. Let's get down to brass tacks and deal with the problems. Because, baby, what's happening, we're getting a little taste. We might not be here too long. Everybody's going to be affected. COVID proved it doesn't play.
Yes.
From the top to the bottom. And we're just beginning. I have an idea of biology. I ain't dumb. Okay? The planet is getting warm. Bacteria will maybe stay down when it's cold. But when it gets warm, we got things that killed the dinosaurs, okay? Let's talk about it, baby. Okay.
Thank you. Yes. All right, y'all. If y'all want to, okay. You gonna close out?
Yeah, just with we have some. So I agree completely on the point.
Thank y'all again for talking to all of us. As they said, the task force, we are community members that join this task force in order to give recommendations from different communities and conversations to the city council. So we are taking this very seriously. This is coming back, and the same conversations we're having here, we are having those same conversations in public on Fridays every month. So what we'll make sure to do is send Monica and Sheila information about the meetings. Tomorrow's meeting, you can join virtually on Zoom, or you can also come to the City Hall at 12 p.m. tomorrow and join our meetings physically, and you can ask questions. We can show you that there is a portal for you to submit your own applications for ideas that you have for this funding. But your voices were definitely heard tonight. We really appreciate y'all, and Dare, y'all are doing amazing, amazing, amazing things. Thank you.
Thank you, I appreciate it. And also, y'all gotta make sure that when these 2 contracts go out, that they ain't gonna get the cousins or this one and all that stuff, because you know how it goes. All right, y'all, thank you.